get smashed out by a male escort that you didn't pay to come in to have sex with her, so you could get his semen and rub it on your body and watch and man, come on, bro.
Sean Diddy Combs, once one of entertainment's most powerful moguls, accused of crimes so heinous, he faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life behind bars. He's denied all charges, and just a warning, this story contains accounts, descriptions, and visual content of actual or alleged events that some may find disturbing.
Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking and racketeering trial is dominating headlines right now, and we have been covering everything going on inside and outside the federal courthouse right here on Sidebar. And with a high-profile defendant often comes high-profile witnesses, victims, celebrities. We have dug into the transcripts from the first several days of Combs' trial to find the celebrities who have been mentioned so far, and maybe we're going to be called to the stand.
The name Sean Diddy Combs once echoed through every corner of the music industry with power, wealth, and untouchable influence. But now, the same man who built Bad Boy Records and launched global careers is entangled in one of the most serious scandals the entertainment world has seen in decades. Multiple allegations have surfaced, the most explosive coming from singer Cassie Ventura, his ex-girlfriend of over a decade. What she described in her lawsuit shocked fans and insiders alike. Manipulation, emotional control, and even physical violence. Suddenly, the glitz and glamour began to look like a mask, one that's finally starting to crack.
She said that she was filing a claim against Diddy, but it touched me crazy, man, because the hurt that I seen in her voice, in her she crying, man, and she worrying about what this dude could do to her and what he has done to her. Man, listen here, I want to let this young lady know, and I know this is not the place for it, brother, but please allow me to say this to her, man.
Cassie's lawsuit wasn't just a breakup gone public. It was a 35-page blueprint of fear. She described being groomed from a young age, pressured into isolation, and allegedly controlled every step of the way. Hotel rooms with locked phones, surveillance, threats if she spoke to other men, and worst of all, claims of repeated violence. Diddy's camp immediately denied the claims, but the court didn't hesitate to investigate. The public, meanwhile, was left asking, how long has this been happening, and who else knew? What made this bombshell even louder was the sudden flood of support. Former staff, collaborators, even silent insiders started speaking up.
You know, he had parties. A-listers were at his parties. He was very well known. He had money. There's a charisma to him. He's the life of the party, right? He attracts people to him. We talked about this on the network. You don't become this larger than life mogul by not having some kind of charisma to you, people skills. So people of A-list stature were constantly around, and we're learning from the trial that they witnessed the abuse.
Among the voices backing Cassie was Dawn Richard, formerly of Diddy Kane. In a shocking interview, she alleged that she personally witnessed Diddy strike Cassie in a hotel room, in the presence of A-list industry figures like Usher and Jimmy Iovine. No one said a word, but Dawn didn't stop there. She claimed Diddy had a violent pattern, lashing out at artists and staff. Once, she tried to protect Cassie and was allegedly choked by Diddy himself. Her statements painted a disturbing picture of a man used to getting his way and a team too afraid or too loyal to speak out.
You know what I'm saying? I started this battle long time ago. And the situation is that, bruh, we already won. This was some spiritual that Pop, the spirit of Pop, the spirit of Big, the spirit of Miss Jones, the spirit of Wolf, all the people that he has done wrong, because make music and show her talent and her love to the people, man. And then she got to feel this way, be fearful and scared of her life and stuff like that. Ma, I ain't scared of no man. You understand? I ain't scared of no man. Nobody that got to put their pants on the same way I do. Not at all.
The case took a darker turn when Kid Cudi's name entered the conversation. According to Cassie's legal filing, Diddy allegedly threatened Kid Cudi over Cassie's rumor interactions with him. Not long after, Cudi's car exploded in his driveway. While Diddy hasn't been formally charged in connection with that incident, Cudi has confirmed the explosion and that he believed the threat was real. This isn't just celebrity drama. This sounds like organized intimidation. And if proven, it could be evidence of a pattern where power, paranoia, and ego turned into violence. The case isn't just about abuse anymore. It's about criminal behavior.
Do with her for whatever reason. And then when he came out the bathroom, she continued to try to do that and try to have sex wanted him to have sex in front of Diddy and the rest of the people that was in there. You know, that's how they...
Diddy's legal team has tried to paint Cassie as unreliable, citing her private messages, secret meetings, and even the use of burner phones. But her attorneys argue the secrecy was a survival tactic. She was afraid, they said, afraid of what he'd do if he found out. That's the same fear echoed in other testimonies. Employees who watched silently, women who left quietly, and friends who distanced themselves. Even Harve Pierre, Diddy's right-hand man, has been accused of standing by silently as Diddy allegedly abused those around him. The deeper the investigation goes, the more it begins to look like a system, not a solo act.
Like as soon as I hit the light switch, you see, pow, and the gun smoke, dude ran. That's the kind of crazy shit we see. You see girls having sex in the bathroom. That's crazy shit. You grab them with the guys and you throw them out the club. You understand?
Yeah.
So
it gets like that.
Prosecutors now have a mountain of testimonies to sift through, and it's not just about one relationship anymore. 5 federal charges, including sex trafficking, racketeering, and conspiracy, are on the table. The FBI is involved. Investigators are now looking into a broader network of alleged enablers, security guards, producers, assistants, who may have known what was happening and did nothing. In the past, these stories would have been dismissed or buried. But not this time. Social media, independent journalism, and survivor-led advocacy have changed the game. This time, it feels like there's no going back. Diddy's empire might be collapsing, one voice at a time.
About the little details and pay attention to the big picture.
always.
Big picture is, at the end of the day, regardless of that story, there are other stories about Puff using sexuality to enslave other men to get them to do what he wanted them to do for his purpose. Now, maybe it wasn't Christopher Williams.
Even as the legal process moves forward, the court of public opinion is shifting fast. Music lovers are reevaluating Diddy's legacy. Some radio stations are pulling his songs. Brands are distancing themselves. But for Cassie and others, this isn't about revenge, it's about truth. For years, she stayed quiet. Now she's speaking for everyone who felt powerless under someone with fame and fortune. And the message is loud. No matter how big you are, you're not above the law. For too long, powerful men in entertainment have hurt people behind closed doors. If Diddy is guilty, this trial might set a precedent and shake the industry to its core.
Imagine, as he went on into his billionaire status, all the things.
I could have just kept my mouth closed.
Period.
I'd have to tell Miss Wallace nothing.
Nothing.
I'd have to say nothing to nobody. That's what people don't understand. I chose to. You understand? They want to make up the stories they want to make up. And that's what you get this internet. You got a lot of people making up stuff. But then when the stuff come true, they look stupid. They don't say nothing. They quiet as a church mouse. All the things that Jagden said, you understand? And the only thing I disagree with Jag about this was Chris. That's the only thing I disagree with.
Can we speak on that right quick?
Because I knew Lou Tucker. And if you put Lou Tucker and you go in the photos and you put Christopher Williams side by side each other, they look like brothers. They could have been brothers.
They could have been brothers.
Whatever happens next, the world is watching. If the charges stick, this will be one of the most high-profile downfalls in music history. If they don't, the conversations around power, abuse, and silence will continue. Either way, this story has forced us all to look behind the curtain. And for the first time, people are speaking without fear. If you found this video powerful, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. We'll keep bringing you deep dives into stories that matter. Drop a comment, share your thoughts, and let's hold the powerful accountable together.